This is a virus. Have you ever wondered if this is classified as living or non-living?
Living things grow, reproduce, maintain an internal homeostasis, respond to stimuli, and carry out various metabolic processes. So, do viruses conform to these criteria?
The answer is yes and no. Viruses lie on the gray scale between living and non-living. Viruses differ in size and structures, but they have one thing in common. They remain inactive outside a living host, but once they enter a living cell, they become active.
Virus is acellular. It is composed of a genetic material, either DNA or RNA, surrounded with a protein coat or capsid. And some of it has an envelope taken from the host cell membrane. The capsid enables the virus to enter a host cell by tricking the host cell into allowing it inside. But how do viruses replicate?
The life cycle of a virus can't go down one of the two routes. The first option is known as the lytic cycle, or it can take a slower option known as the lysogenic cycle.
In the lytic cycle, a virus enters a cell, replicates, and causes the infected cell to burst. SARS-CoV-2 that causes COVID-19 is an example of lytic cycle. During its replication in the lungs, it causes destruction of cells within the respiratory tract.
Meanwhile, in lysogenic cycle, a virus integrates its DNA into the DNA of the host cell, and the viral genetic information replicates along with the host cell's DNA. Unlike lytic, viruses do not fly to the host cell right away. Instead, a lysogenic virus remains inactive for a period of time.
Viruses evolve over time. During the replication process, or when a virus makes copies of itself, its genes can undergo random copying error. These changes are called mutation, which are caused by recombination that occurs when viruses swap chunks of genetic material such as DNA or RNA, and random mutation when a change occurs in the DNA or RNA sequence of a virus.
That's also the reason why COVID-19 have multiple variants right now. There are B117 in UK, B1351 in South Africa, and P1 in Japan and Brazil. Several of these variants contain mutations in the spike-like S protein that the virus uses to bind to and infect cells. Viruses carry a big punch in the humankind.
That's why scientists created vaccines in order for us to combat threats of viruses.
So, how do vaccines work?
Well,
That's another story for us to tell.
See you!